In the next two examples, what you're going to see is you're going to see problems with decimals, okay? And the key is you're going to grab yourself a calculator and you're not going to freak out. We're just going to use the same strategies we've been using, and yeah, there's decimals, and it's not really going to matter too much, okay? So let's read. Last week, a candle store received $355.60 for selling 20 candles. Small candles sell for $10.98 and large candles sell for $27.98. How many large candles and how many small candles did the store sell? First thing I'm doing, I'm going to define some variables. Okay, so we're going to use L and S for large and small. Now, please don't write your L like this because that looks like a 1. You could use a capital L, that's fine. Okay, capital L works. You could also use like a cursive L like this. I'm going to do this. Right, this is large candles. And then S for small candles. So what do I know? I know that they sold 20 candles. So the number of large candles they sold plus the number of small candles they sold adds up to 20. Okay? And I also know that for each small candle they sold, okay, and I'm going to just go ahead and put the S first. I'm going to write like small then large, kind of makes a little bit more sense. Just make our life a little bit easier. Small candles sell for $10.98. So every time they sell a small candle, they make $10.98. So that's going to look like this, right? Every time they sell a small candle, I'm going to multiply that number, however many they sell, times $10.98. Okay, why? Because let's say I sell 5 small candles, then I'm going to make $10.98 5 times. Okay, now the same is true for large candles, except this is like ridiculously expensive candles, right? And they're going to make nearly $30 every time they sell a large candle. And they end up making a total of $355.60 on candles, which is crazy. Okay, now here's the thing. Yes, these are decimals. It doesn't matter. This problem is structured just the same as our first example about our chickens and pigs, right? Which is we can see that this equation has an S and an L. So what I need to do is make the coefficient the opposite of one of these. So what am I going to multiply this by for that to be true? Well, this is positive 1098. So I'm just going to make this negative 1098. And it doesn't matter that it's a decimal. I'll just use my calculator and it won't be a big deal. So I'm going to multiply this times negative 1098. And I'm just putting it on this side because I don't have space over here, right? I've been putting it right here, negative 1098. I could do that. I just don't have space. So what does that equal? That's going to be negative 1098s minus 1098L. And here's where I'm going to use my calculator. This is going to be negative 1098 times 20. I get negative 219.6. Negative 219.6. Okay, now I'm just going to copy this over here, and I'm going to have to write a little bit small. Okay, now what happens? This cancels, yes. This is 27.98 minus 10.98. That is 17, right? And that decimal disappears because they happen to be the same. So this is 17L equals, and then this, right, I'm doing this plus 355.6, which is 136. I'm going to divide by 17 on both sides. I'm going to get L by itself. And look, I'm just keeping this in the calculator. Divided by 17, I get 8. So that means they sold 8 large candles. And then I know that the small plus the large candles added up to 20, right? I replaced this L with an 8. And when I subtract 8, I know that they sold 12 small candles. Okay, I'm going to be super lazy. I'm not going to write it to check it. I'm just going to type it in my calculator. So what I know is that this equation should be true. So I'm going to do 10.98 times 12 plus 27.98 times 8. And I know that it should equal this number. And it does. I win, right? So the store sold 8 large candles and 12 small candles. And there we go.